This is IGN. Endless Pur-mutations. This is your IGN review of Mewgenics by Dan Stapleton. There aren't a ton of games that I've happily put more than 100 hours into as quickly as I have with Mewgenics. This feline-flavored, turn-based roguelike tactical RPG takes place on a 10x10 grid, with mostly traditional classes like Fighter, Mage, Hunter, Tank, and Necromancer, among others. What sets it apart, aside from the cutesy macabre art style that slathers its creative zones with blood and poop, is that so many of the skills and attributes that your team will end up with are randomized, and for the most part out of your control. That all but ensures no two runs will play out the same, forcing you to improvise and play the hand you're dealt. Combined with the absolute mountain of content here, so much that I'm still seeing entirely new enemies, skills, mutations, and loot pop up after more than 150 hours, it's been able to draw me back in time and time again by dangling the possibility of an absolutely wild team coming together and bulldozing through the boss who turned my last party into kibble. I still haven't seen the final ending after all that time. This game has several, but I can't imagine I'll be tired of it before I do. Mewgenics is a game about cats, but it's not necessarily going to appeal to people who passionately love them because it's a dark comedy that treats them as meat to be put through a grinder. The name itself is a play on eugenics, a morally appalling practice of selective breeding that has historically led to things like forced sterilization to remove undesirable traits from the gene pool. So you know going in that it's going to be a little spicy. If you've played any of Edmund Macmillan's previous work, such as the infamously difficult Super Meat Boy or the infinitely replayable Binding of Isaac, you'll have a sense of the type of humor to expect, and here he's collaborating once again with Tyler Gliel. It's delightfully gross and endlessly weird at every turn. Selectively breeding your cats takes place in the fairly simple house screen, a 2D side view where your cats chaotically mill around while you arrange furniture pieces that you find as loot, or buy from a shop inventory Tetris style. The goal here is to improve stats like stimulation and comfort in order to get your cats in the mood to produce high-quality offspring and improve the chances they'll come out with favorable mutations. Those can be things like a messed up tail that makes their basic attacks inflict burning, or fur that gives them more health regen when they're wet, or leech eyes, among tons and tons of others that are all represented visually on your increasingly weird-looking cats. When you head out to one of the 3-axis adventure maps, which are all drawn in a jerkily animated, charmingly childlike style, you start with a single path that then branches off into two, each of which has two completely different stages packed with their own unique sets of enemies. So many you definitely won't see them all even after several runs. You'll definitely want to mouse over them and read their descriptions before diving into battle, because some of them have some extremely nasty tricks up their sleeves, including a few that can instantly and permanently kill a cat or infect it with a parasite that takes up a gear slot. The stakes are already pretty high given your cats are permanently injured every time they get downed, and can be outright killed if their body is destroyed by attacks or eaten by zombies, so you don't want to get surprised if you can help it. Each zone is also stocked with multiple bosses that range from powered-up versions of your own classes to huge, nasty monsters with their own creative game-changing mechanics, and one that's basically just an evil Kirby. Yes, a few of them are annoying, and I like to avoid going to Act 1's Boneyard unless a quest demands it because that boss is a total jerk, but on balance, they're excellent battles that often make me think differently about how to manage my team's turn order and abilities. An area where Mewgenics is truly exceptional is in its sound and music, which are fantastic in both big and subtle ways. It comes with a collection of original and hilarious songs that accompany each level and culminate in major boss battles that are designed to loop for as long as a battle takes. And there are multiple variations on each that include instrumental versions. Your cats will even meow along to them sometimes. My favorite is probably Where's That Smell Coming From? And those meows come from a vast selection of different randomly selected voices, including some celebrity cameos. Lastly, Mewgenics has a fun and surprising approach to the practice of save scumming, where you quit out of a battle you've messed up and restart it with knowledge of what not to do. I won't spoil what happens, but there are consequences if you abuse it. Thankfully, you do get some flexibility in case of a power outage or spouse demanding you stop playing that game you've been playing for 150 hours and do the dishes. And it's kind of implicit that you have permission to save scum once per run. Yes, I use it regularly. More than once, I've looked up from playing Mewgenics and realized that it's 1:30 a.m. It's that kind of tactical, turn-based roguelike, where every new run with a new set of mutant feline adventurers is full of potential for something you didn't know could happen, even after dozens of hours of runs. Maybe you'll earn a new ability for a character class you've used many times, or see some new devious enemies that never appeared in a zone before, or you'll get a new piece of gear that completely upends the rules and chaos will ensue. You'll definitely see something hilariously gross. There will almost certainly be times you'll be sent back to your house with your tail between your legs and have to breed a new batch of cats to avenge their mulched predecessors, but you'll do it to the tune of some outstanding original songs. Mewgenics' IGN score? 9 out of 10. Thanks for listening to IGN. My name is Tony Jackson, and for the latest Mewgenics updates, visit us at IGN.com.
Spoken Layer.